Did you know that after the age of 60 you can lose between 3% and 8% of your muscle mass each year if you don't exercise? Yes, starting at age 60, the body goes through a natural process known as sarcopenia, a progressive loss of muscle mass that occurs even if you live a relatively active life. This decrease not only affects your physical appearance, but also compromises essential functions such as the strength to get up from a chair, stability when walking, or balance when climbing stairs. Over time, this muscle loss can make everyday tasks more difficult and even dangerous. And the most worrying thing is that many people don't realize this deterioration until they have already lost a good part of their functionality. The good news is that this process can not only be slowed down, but also reversed. With just 15 minutes a day of conscious, well-targeted movement, you can regain energy, strengthen your balance, improve your posture, and reduce the risk of falls by up to 45%. And that is why, in this video I'm going to show you the 5 most important exercises that every older adult should do daily to stay strong, active, and fully independent. They are simple, effective, and totally adapted movements for you, that you can do in the comfort of your home. It's not about doing more, but about doing what's right. You only need to follow this video and commit to yourself, because your body, and your well-being, are worth it. Exercise 1. Glute Bridge. The glutes, especially the gluteus maximus, are the most powerful muscles in the human body and play a key role in vital functions such as walking, climbing stairs, standing upright, and getting up from a chair. After the age of 60, these muscles tend to weaken due to sedentary lifestyle and progressive muscle mass loss, which can seriously compromise mobility and increase the risk of falls. Inactive glutes also place an extra load on the lower back, causing discomfort or chronic pain in the lumbar area. The glute bridge is a therapeutic and functional exercise that effectively activates this musculature without requiring joint impact, making it ideal for older adults. In addition, it strengthens the stabilizing muscles of the core and improves pelvic alignment, which contributes to better posture and balance. Performing it is very simple and safe. Lie on your back on a comfortable surface, bend your knees, and keep your feet hip-width apart on the floor. From this position, contract your glutes and slowly raise your hips until you form a straight line from shoulders to knees. Hold the position for 2 to 3 seconds, focusing on maintaining tension in the glutes, and then lower in a controlled manner. This movement not only reactivates the deep musculature, but also stimulates circulation in the pelvis and lower back, relieving stiffness common in older adults. Studies in geriatric physical therapy show that exercises such as the glute bridge improve hip extension strength and reduce functional dependency in older adults. It is recommended to do between 2 and 3 sets of 10 repetitions, at the pace your physical condition allows, always prioritizing quality of movement over quantity. Even if you can't raise your hips very high at first, just contracting your glutes on the floor is already an excellent starting point. Exercise 2. The plank. The plank is considered one of the most complete and functional exercises that exist, especially for strengthening the core. The term core is not limited only to the abdomen, but encompasses the entire central region of the body, abdominal muscles, lower back, glutes, pelvis, and the deep musculature that stabilizes the spine. This muscle group is what supports your posture, protects your back, and gives you stability for almost all daily activities, from turning to reach something, to getting out of bed, or keeping your balance while walking. From the age of 60, the deterioration of these muscles is often progressive and silent, which increases the risk of falls, lower back pain, and postural misalignments. Various studies published in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy highlight that core training in older adults not only improves dynamic balance and gait, but also significantly reduces the incidence of falls and chronic lower back pain. The advantage of the plank is that it does not require movement, but rather a maintained isometric contraction, which makes it ideal for people with reduced mobility or joint problems. It can be easily adapted to different levels. If you are a beginner or have little abdominal strength, you can start with a plank on your knees, making sure your back is straight and your abdominals are engaged. Another excellent variation for those who want to avoid lumbar strain is the side plank, which focuses on the obliques and improves lateral balance. What matters is not how long you can hold it, but how you execute the posture. Good technique, aligning shoulders, hips, and knees, ensures greater muscle activation and lower risk of injury. It is recommended to hold the position for 20 to 30 seconds per set, performing at least 2 sets and gradually increasing the time as your endurance improves. Constant practice of the plank improves body control, reduces muscle imbalances, and promotes better neuromuscular coordination, all of which are essential for preserving independence in old age. Exercise 3. Wall Push UPS. Wall push-ups are an adapted version of one of the most classic pushing exercises, chest push-ups or regular push-ups. Although it is often thought that this type of exercise is exclusive to young or very trained people, the reality is that, with the correct technique and progressive adaptation, they are perfectly safe and effective for older adults. From the age of 60, many people begin to experience a loss of upper body strength, especially in the muscles of the chest, shoulders, arms, and part of the core. This has practical consequences, from difficulty getting out of bed, pushing a door, to maintaining an upright posture. Wall push-ups activate these muscle groups without putting joints at risk or generating excessive pressure on the lower back or wrists, as happens with traditional push-ups. In addition, by performing the exercise in an upright position, the stress on joint structures is considerably reduced, making it ideal for people with arthritis, osteoporosis, or reduced mobility. Performing them is simple and highly effective. Stand in front of a wall, about 40 to 50 centimeters away, with your feet shoulder width apart. Place your palms at chest height and slightly wider than shoulder width. From that position, lower your chest toward the wall in a controlled manner while keeping your body aligned from head to heels. As you gain strength and confidence, you can progress by increasing the body's angle of inclination or moving on to lower surfaces such as a table, a sturdy bench, or even the floor with your knees supported. This movement pattern mimics functional actions such as getting up from the floor or pushing yourself up from a low surface, and that's why it has great transfer to daily life. Research on functional training for older adults, such as those published in the Journal of Strength, shows that strengthening the upper body improves quality of life, reduces the risk of falls, and improves postural balance. It is recommended to perform between 2 and 3 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions, maintaining fluid breathing and without forcing the speed. What matters most is technique, gradual progression, and consistency. That is where true progress lies. Exercise 4. Supine Twist. The supine twist is a fundamental exercise for maintaining spinal, waist, and lower back mobility, especially in older adults who spend long periods sitting or in fixed positions. As we age, the spine tends to become stiffer, and the ability to rotate the torso, an essential movement for many daily activities, becomes notably limited. This type of stiffness not only reduces the body's overall functionality, but also increases the risk of lower back injuries when performing sudden or awkward movements. The supine twist, also known as lumbar twist in supine position, is a gentle, low-impact exercise that helps maintain or regain the range of motion of the thoracic and lumbar spine, promoting joint mobility and improving trunk flexibility. In addition, it gently stimulates the oblique muscles, which are key for trunk rotation and core stability. To perform it correctly, lie on your back on a comfortable surface, bend your knees keeping your feet flat on the floor, and extend your arms to the sides in a cross shape, keeping them in contact with the floor. From that position, let your knees fall to one side slowly and in a controlled manner, without lifting your shoulders from the floor. Hold the position for a few seconds and then repeat on the other side. This movement promotes gentle vertebral mobilization, ideal for relieving accumulated tension in the lower back and improving circulation in the deep muscle tissues. Geriatric physical therapy studies, such as those published in the Archives of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation, highlight that spinal rotation exercises in older adults significantly improve functional mobility and reduce chronic lower back pain. In addition, they help preserve independence for tasks as simple as turning in bed, looking back when driving, or reaching objects. It is recommended to perform 10 repetitions per side, completing at least 2 sets, always with slow movements and focused on deep breathing. This exercise not only makes the body more flexible, it also relaxes the nervous system, helping to reduce physical and mental stress. Exercise 5. Adapted Squats. The squat is one of the most functional and complete exercises for the human body, and it takes on special importance in older adults. Its main advantage lies in the fact that it mimics daily movement patterns, such as getting up from a chair, sitting on a bed, or bending down to pick something up. From the age of 60, the loss of muscle mass, especially in the legs and glutes, can make these everyday actions difficult and seriously compromise autonomy. The adapted squat, performed with the support of a chair, is a safe and effective way to strengthen the main muscles of the lower body, quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and spinal erectors, without risk of falls or joint overload. In addition, it promotes greater bone density in the hip and lumbar spine, which is essential for preventing fractures in people with osteoporosis or low bone mass. Studies in geriatric populations, such as those published in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy, show that progressive strengthening of the lower limbs through exercises such as the squat significantly improves balance, walking ability, and reduces the risk of falls by up to 30%. To perform the adapted squat correctly, use a stable chair and place it against the wall to prevent it from moving. Stand in front of it with your feet hip-width apart, back straight, and gaze forward. Lower yourself slowly as if you were going to sit down, lightly touching the chair with your glutes, and then stand back up using the strength of your legs, not momentum. This control of eccentric and concentric movement is vital for improving motor control and preventing muscle imbalances. If you need support, you can lightly hold onto the backrest or use the armrests. This exercise also activates the core, promoting better posture and trunk stability. It is important to avoid letting the knees go past the tips of the toes or collapse inward, in order to protect the joint. Progression may include going deeper or performing the squat without support once you gain strength and confidence. It is recommended to do between 2 and 3 sets of 8 repetitions, respecting your pace and fitness level. With consistent practice, you will not only regain leg strength, but also confidence in your movements, independence to carry out your daily activities, and a solid foundation for your long-term functional health. One of the greatest fears in old age is falling, since it represents one of the main causes of hospitalization, severe fractures, and loss of independence. Studies published by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention state that about 30% of older adults over 65 suffer at least one fall each year, and many of these can end in hip fractures, spinal injuries, or head trauma. However, the good news is that the regular practice of functional exercises can reduce this risk by up to 45%. This daily routine strengthens the stabilizing muscles of the core, improves postural control, and enhances neuromuscular reaction time, allowing the body to correct imbalances more efficiently. In addition, by working on balance with exercises such as the plank and the supine twist, reflexes and coordination are reinforced key factors in preventing accidents in everyday situations such as climbing stairs, walking on uneven surfaces, or getting up from a chair. True freedom after the age of 60 is not measured by what you have, but by what you can do without depending on others. This routine is designed with functional movements that imitate exactly what you need in your daily life: getting out of bed, putting on shoes, picking something up from the floor, reaching for an object, turning, walking, etc. These movement patterns often deteriorate with age due to sedentary lifestyle, loss of muscle mass, and decreased joint mobility. However, by integrating exercises such as the glute bridge, the adapted squat, and the plank, you specifically train the muscles involved in these actions. Research in the physiology of aging suggests that even people over 80 years old can regain strength, agility, and functionality with just 2 to 3 training sessions per week. Regaining this functional capacity not only allows you to do more things on your own, but also raises your self-esteem and gives you back a quality of life that many believe is lost forever. In this way, the benefits of a daily routine of functional exercises do not end with the musculoskeletal system. Their positive effects also extend to cardiovascular, metabolic, and brain health. From a metabolic point of view, clinical studies have shown that regular exercise improves insulin sensitivity, regulates blood glucose, and helps maintain healthy cholesterol and triglyceride levels. This is key to preventing diseases such as type 2 diabetes and hypertension, which are highly prevalent in older adults. In addition, blood circulation is stimulated, favoring better oxygenation of the tissues, which has a positive impact on cognitive function and memory. In terms of mental health, exercise promotes the release of endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin, neurotransmitters associated with well-being, motivation, and emotional regulation. That is why people who move daily report fewer symptoms of anxiety, depression, and stress. At the brain level, a review published in the journal Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience demonstrated that functional exercise routines can improve executive performance, attention, and mental processing speed, even in people with mild cognitive impairment. Thus, this routine not only strengthens your body, but also protects your mind and your longevity. Remember this, it is never too late to start, and science strongly supports it. Numerous studies have shown that even after the age of 60, the body retains a remarkable capacity for adaptation, thanks to muscle plasticity and brain neuroplasticity. What you do today, even if it is just 15 minutes of daily exercise, can have a profound impact on your physical, mental, and emotional health. This short but powerful habit activates your cardiovascular system, improves blood circulation, regulates glucose and blood pressure levels, and strengthens the stabilizing muscles that protect your joints. In addition, it improves balance and coordination, reducing the risk of falls by more than 40%, according to the American Geriatric Society. But it is not only about the body. Regular exercise also stimulates the release of endorphins and reduces cortisol levels, which fight stress, anxiety, and depression. You will feel more energetic, more mentally focused, and with greater self-esteem. So prioritize your well-being. Your body is your vehicle to live life fully. If you don't take care of it, no one else will. If this video was useful to you, we invite you to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell, so that you will always be up to date with the upcoming routines, tips, and tools designed especially for older adults. Your body and your health will thank you. Thank you for watching this video and see you soon.